The Ryzen system probably had a little bit of an edge when it comes to GPU performance because there's more CUDA cores in the Titan X Maxwell than there is in the GTX 1080. But the 1080 has a speed benefit with a higher base clock than the Titans do. But the clock performance is a little bit less important as just the CUDA performance overall when it comes to Premiere. That's a whole different subject though. But I will be using Ryzen specifically for all of my workflow with bringing you guys videos for the next 30 days. So that will give me a real good experience as to what it's like. Now I'm hoping with BIOS improvements going forward, we might be able to see a little bit better overclocking. I'm also hoping for the roof made a popping sound. That's kind of scary. But anyway, I hope that answers some of your preliminary questions about how it actually compares to the 8-core 16-thread Intel CPUs for content creators. Now, live streaming is something else I'm going to be doing in these next 30 days because I plan on doing some games and stuff while live streaming. So that will give me a pretty good indication of what it's like to game, render, and stream on the same system when it comes to the 1800X. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that. It's been a long time since I've done any gaming stream because my internet at home sucks. But obviously here at the office, it is a whole lot better with that fiber. Okay, I'm gonna go now. If you guys have got something specific you kind of want me to play with Ryzen over the next 30 days that doesn't include like Linux distros or VMs or virtual machines, because I don't really do any of that. I have no reason to do any of that with my workflow. But if there's something specific in terms of like content creator wise that you're interested in, let me know down in the comments, or better yet, head on over to Twitter at Jace2Cents and give me some direction on what you guys want me to do moving forward with the Ryzen stuff. Anyway guys, thanks for watching and I will see you in the next one. If I learned anything from the last video, it's that you guys seem to think that that is a green screen. Guys, it's not a green screen. That's really outside. Gaming laptops. This is one of those topics that even bringing it up makes some of the highest end enthusiasts in the community cringe because often they're considered to be too heavy, too hot, and a terrible value. Now, I would normally agree with that. In fact, I wasn't even doing laptop reviews for the first 4 years of my channel. I felt that there was no point, and I was with you guys when I said that they were too expensive for what you get. But that's all changed. Now let's talk real quick about gaming laptops and who might actually want one. Maybe we should start with what is a gaming laptop? Well, typically gaming laptops just have discrete graphics. It's the only thing that really makes them different. Usually they have a little bit faster CPUs, maybe a little bit of overclocking available to them, but usually they're pretty locked down and very limited. Now that's where this comes in. This is MSI's new flagship, the GT73 VR Titan. I've been using it now for about 4 months. I told the company that I was going to be doing some extensive testing on this in all sorts of environments, including traveling, and I wanted to get a real hands-on experience with this without just playing around with it and then saying, oh, yeah, this is a gaming laptop and this is how it performs. I actually rendered all of my CES videos on this guy. I rendered my video from San Francisco on this guy. And so far, since I've been here in the office, the only computer I've been using is this guy. Now, the only person I could really see wanting this level of power in a laptop would be the traveling power user. Now, that's what I used to do for my company. For almost 10 years, I worked in IT. I traveled to our various satellite offices and our customers and clients that we service, sometimes on the road up to 3 weeks at a time. When I had a little HP ProBook that had, integrated graphics, I could barely play a game like League of Legends, and trust me when I say that 3 weeks in a hotel with no gaming and nothing to do made for a very depressing trip. So obviously something like this would have been welcome, but that was also back in the mid to late 2000s, and there wasn't that much power to actually be had in a notebook. But that's all changed due to the efficiency of GPUs and CPUs today. Now this unit right here is specifically featuring the 6820HK. It is an unlocked overclockable chip. We'll talk about that in a second. But it also has a full-blown GTX 1080 chip in here, giving you an extremely good gaming experience. It's not a 1080M or some sort of an M version of the chip, which usually has less CUDA cores and less power. This is the same exact thing you would get if you bought like a Founders Edition card. And yes, it is also overclockable. Now, even though we've seen some great efficiency improvements on CPU and GPU, cooling is still something that's very important, and that's what MSI has definitely thought out. This particular unit right here, the entire bottom is nothing but one big giant vent. It's got completely open intake on the bottom, and it's got 4 exhaust ports, 1 on each side and 2 on the back. Now speaking of the back, it's got a very cool look. That's something that a lot of people tend to not like about gaming laptops, is they tend to be very over the top and very gaudy, and this one's kind of on the edge of that, depending on what your taste may be. But I think it has kind of a neat, like, sort of a Lamborghini Aventador look to the back of it. That's obviously going to be subjective to taste, but I think MSI kept it pretty toned down compared to some gaming laptops that are out there. MSI also offers full tailoring of these so that you can outfit them to kind of meet your needs and bring the price down in some areas. Like, for instance, this is available in a 4K. I opted for the 1080p 120 hertz panel because with the 1080, it's still not enough power to do 4K gaming, and a 17-inch screen with a 4K display, in my opinion, is just not very smart. So the 1080p 120 hertz was perfect, especially for gaming, and the 1080 has no problems keeping up with high frame rates and very smooth G-Sync 120 hertz, because this is also a G-Sync panel. It also has an SSD RAID setup in here, as well as an SSD main drive, so we are getting extremely fast performance on this thing. But if you don't want all that, of course, you don't have to configure it that far up. Now, it also features the SteelSeries keyboard in here, so it's got LED lighting. You can configure them by zones or individual lights, however you want to do it. There's a lot of customization here. Now let's talk about overclocking, because that was something that was important to me, especially since I'm doing my rendering on this. Now, this is a full 4-core, 8-thread, 6820HK, like I said, that I currently have clocked to 4.1 gigahertz. How big of an overclock is that? Well, this chip actually ships out of the box at 2.7 gigahertz. Now, it can get a little bit noisy if you're doing things like rendering and whatnot, but you can also go into the MSI software, the Dragon app, and actually set up fan profiles with the lighting profiles and all sorts of screen customizations, anti-blue filters, and stuff like that. So really, you're getting the same type of experience you would on a desktop in a very much more portable form. The GTX 1080 is also overclockable on this thing, so you have complete overclocking of CPU and GPU, but of course you have to keep in mind that if you do that, you are going to definitely ramp up the heat that's in this thing, which you're going to want to keep it cool with an aggressive fan profile, which means noise. In fact, it even has a button on here, like a turbo button for the fan, so if you're doing something that's really strenuous and you just want to say, hey, fans, go as fast as you can, well, you can push that. But keep in mind, you might make your neighbors a little upset. Kind of looks like a jet in the back. Sounds like one too. Now, I was able to get about an hour of gaming time on this with it on the high performance profile, which means no slowing down of CPU and GPU and dimming up the screen trying to save battery life. But a solid hour with this much hardware is actually not that bad. The downside, though, is check out this power brick. Yeah, this thing right here is about the size of some laptops altogether. It definitely weighs a few pounds as well. So
we haven't done a channel update in 3 or 4 months. We need to do a channel update. It is finally time to do a channel update. Everyone's like, oh, fuck, who cares? Boring as shit. So I want to go over 5 quick topics with everybody. I want everybody to kind of know what's going on, where I'm taking the channel, why you feel funny downstairs, and why on earth does half the shit exist the way it does today. I don't know. So the very first thing we want to go over was the Card Shop Life series. Holy shit, you guys are going flipping bananas with the Card Shop Life series. I had no idea the response was going to be what it is. Like, I knew people missed it, but I didn't think people were like craving it like they haven't gotten off in a while. Like, it was just like built up. Yeah, I had no idea it was going to be as strong of a market response as it was. So, like I said, originally I was like, one video, maybe like every 7 to 10 days. And now I'm like, holy crap, I'm going to probably we'll bump it down to like one video maybe every 5 days or 4 days. We're going to have to speed up a little bit more because I didn't realize people wanted to see more vlogging on the move, T-woo style, walking around holding the camera. I guess everybody on the internet is right. I guess the vlogging thing, I don't know. It's new to me. It seems to be a big thing. So that is something that we definitely going to continue doing. Again, the next video coming up for the vlog style Card Shop Live is going to be all about the lease signing, what to look for when you're opening a store and you're going into a commercial property, and what's involved with the lease, the shady shit they try to slide in there, the little things that you don't think about that you can get pounded later on. You don't even know what happened. So that's going to be kind of important in the next video with Card Shop Life when we go over the lease. And then after that, we're probably going to start some episodes where we start going in the unit and we start showing some of the things I'm going to have done, and then I'll kind of show some of the small little things that, you know, they kind of build out, I guess you want to call it, some stupid little things like that. So, I just can't believe how much you guys like that kind of thing. I thought some people were really going to be excited about that card shop life thing coming back, but I thought a lot of other people were going to be like, I don't know if I like the direction of the channel. I didn't realize it was going to be like that. So there you go. Next thing. So we might be bringing Force of Will, the trading card game, back. Let everybody, I know everybody just fell backwards. They're throwing popcorn. We might be bringing Force of Will trading card game back to the channel. Force of Will, as the company, publisher, printer, and company running the card game, is managing the Force of Will trading card game very, very differently than they did a year ago. They have recognized, there's been some information that they've really recognized, like, holy shit, we gotta kind of tweak some things. And they actually are. And they recognize that there's been some things that have come out, even on the wholesale level, that have been Force of Will recognizes the importance of when players and people buy their product, they don't want to just throw their money away. They want the players to feel like they have something of value. Force of Will has been, I don't have a lot of details. I haven't put too much time into it yet. It's just a couple things keep lining up. We may be bringing back the once every 2 weeks, maybe 1 or 2 videos a month on a Force of Will, the trading card game, what's going on, a new set, a print run, the value, primary market, secondary market, promos, blah, blah, blah. Kind of like we did before. I did a few of them here and there. I think I even did a video a long time ago on the channel about Force of Will where we actually did we showed the max box opening. I think I showed the result of like 100 booster boxes or something of like Battle for Antorka. Was it? One of the sets, I don't remember. So, just like I told you guys, between the fact that Force of Will's done some things like you can mail in your old cards, get special promos, they've adjusted print runs, they've made the Bin Golf series better, they've actually reduced the overprinting and oblivion. I guess they finally woke up and realized that you don't need to reprint the same set even when it's out of standard rotation for a tournament. They were still reprinting old sets that weren't even in rotation just to pump them out to distributors. It looks like they finally woke up. My instinct says I think they were getting a lot of pushback from the distributor level. I think Force of Will as a company was getting some actual, hey, you guys need to straighten the hell up. And I think the pressure came from distributors. Because I know a lot of distributors. I know one particular that I deal with. They got hit hard. I mean, to this day, I know one particular distributor sells over 1,000 boxes of, MOA. You guys know what set that is, right? Millennia of Ages. And they're holding like 500-600 boxes of every other set. And eBay's dumping these things for $20, $30, $40 a box. Distributors not going to be able to sell these wholesale to stores and LGSs for $70, $80. They're toast. They're going to have to do a full-blown 50% haircut. They're going to have to lose 50% of their principal. Anyways, moving on. I don't want to get into that too much. I just want to go over a bunch of different topics as we jump around. So, that might be happening. It's pending, but it's looking like I might moving into the next year because I just like what I see. It's a company that's recognized that they needed to tweak the system, and it looks like they're doing it. I got to give someone respect when they realize that, and they're actually willing to fix something. That is huge. I don't care who makes mistakes in this world. I don't care if I make mistakes or other people make mistakes. The fact that they recognize it, acknowledge it, and be like, my bad, and they're adjusting it, I really, really like seeing that, and it's making me want to start ordering their product again. So, there you go. I really wanted to say that. Next thing. GP Vegas is coming up. I am going to GP Vegas. I will be there. I know, like, Talarian and Jeremy MTG headquarters, Wedge Dinosaur, I think almost like I think all the major YouTubers are going. I think everybody's going. I don't know if... I'm pretty sure everybody is. I don't know anybody who's not, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I will be going to GP Vegas. I will not be participating in the tournament. I will be assisting and helping out friends and the VintageMagic.com people and D-Chang and different people who own that company. I will be, if you guys want to find me, I will be around all the old-ass Alpha Beta cards. That's where I'm going to be. I am not selling anything. I am not going to be doing anything personally on my own. I'm not selling my own stuff. I'm just going to be out there helping out. He wants me to be out there. A lot of people want to meet me. A lot of the patrons. I want to meet a lot of you guys. I want to meet a lot of the patrons in person. We actually want to put a lot of face in the name, and I want to do a ton of filming at GP Vegas. So if you guys want to come up and you want to buy or sell or talk or look at old alpha beta stuff, you know where I'm going to be around the vintage stuff, the old ass shit. And it'll be super cool to film it, meet a lot of people, and I want to film a ton of content. I want to do at least 5 and 10 videos between just the nightlife of meeting different people, going out in groups, and meeting a lot of people, talking Magic and what everyone thinks, in addition to just some of the other YouTubers, in addition to the actual at the convention center itself, the whole shebang. We want to do a lot of videos on it. We're going to do some promotions in person and different things. We want to try to do specials. We want to be there. I want to meet people. It's going to be a whole awesome thing. I hope you guys can make it. I want to see as many people as we can out there. I think it'd be really sweet. So there'll be more of that to come, but I at least wanted to announce it officially. I think a lot of people already know. I think a lot of people are like, I knew that shady guy was going to be there. I think a lot of people were already kind of aware of that kind of thing, but I wanted to officially state it. So, anyways, the next thing I want to go into was people have been asking me, Rudy, are you going to go back to doing mass box openings? Are you going to show the results of like the 200 booster boxes of Origins or Cons of Tarkir, or 150 boxes of Eldritch Moon or 200 Shadow? Are you going to go back to doing those type of things or projects? Are you going? If so, are you going to film them? As of right now, no. I still have no intentions or plans on going back to filming or engaging in mass box opening of new Wizards products at this time. It's just not something that I'm comfortable with. The state of Standard, the state of the newer secondary market with not modern or vintage or legacy, but specifically Standard. The secondary market's been a little bit better, but not quite. It doesn't feel right instinct-wise. And it could be a combination of different things that I just want to focus on, and it's just not for me at this point in time. So you're probably not going to see anything new. Look at that. People are trying to tell me to do box openings. I'm losing my voice. So don't expect to see that. Don't expect to see that moving forward. Until further notice, I still have no plans, no intentions of actually doing any more mass box openings, especially on newer Magic sets. Now, Pokemon in the future, or even the Force of Will again in the future, and oh my god, everybody sit down. Maybe we're going to discuss Yu-Gi-Oh! Triggered? Are we triggered? Anyways, I know I keep getting a lot of pushback, a lot of flack from patrons and people in the comment section. I do read the comments, everybody. Considering jumping a little bit and discussing Yu-Gi-Oh! Not for investments, not for anything like that, just to actually include it in the channel, since we haven't been doing that. That is something that's pending. I haven't decided a good creative way to tie that in, but I at least wanted to let everybody know where that stands. Next thing, just for those of you who have been around a long time, people want to know, Rudy, Conspiracy 2, did you ever make any money? Update on Conspiracy 2 250 booster box opening that I was negative $10,000 from doing singles. I went to -8, then -5. In the last update from I think, was it 2 months ago we did an update, or 3 months ago? I was negative 4,200. I am now negative 3,700. I mean, I kept all the foils. I've held on to a lot of the rares because I just don't want to sell them at 99 cents or something stupid. Phyrexian Arena, Burning Wish, and 99 cents. I have a block of 200 of each of these rares. Still maybe 200 Serum Visions, 200 Ghostly Prisms. So we do still have a lot of the inventory, and we are still selling them at $2, $3 a card. But because we're holding at a higher price point, we're moving a lot lower volume. But we are getting a higher yield for our lower volume, I guess you could say. So we're not going the Walmart approach because, I don't know, it's an instinct call again. It's just an instinct. I got no rationale, don't have any reasoning. Just kind of